And on this Friday, April 11th, 2025 edition of Newsmakers, a federal judge today refused to block immigration agents from conducting enforcement operations at houses of worship in a lawsuit filed by religious groups over a new policy adopted by the Trump administration. U.S. District Judge Dabney Friedrich in Washington, D.C. handed down the ruling in a lawsuit filed by more than 24 Christian and Jewish groups representing millions of Americans. The judge found that there have been only a handful of such enforcement actions, and the groups had not shown the kind of legal harm that would justify a preliminary injunction. South Africa police say a missionary was abducted by armed and masked men as he was preaching a sermon before a congregation in Eastern Cape Province. They say 4 men broke into the Fellowship Baptist Church in Motherwell Township on Thursday evening, stole 2 cell phones from members of the congregation, and took away the pastor in his own truck. Local media named the victim as 45-year-old Josh Sullivan of Tennessee, but police would not confirm the identification. A police spokesperson confirmed in a statement that the stolen truck was found abandoned a short while after the incident. According to the church website, Sullivan, his wife, and their 2 children arrived in South Africa in November 2018. Police have initiated an investigation into abduction and armed robbery. President Trump has nominated a former congressional leader and pastor as the new U.S. ambassador at large for international religious freedom. The Christian Post reports in a post on Truth Social Thursday evening, Trump said he's appointing former Representative Mark Walker of North Carolina to oversee the State Department's Office of International Religious Freedom. Walker served in the U.S. House of Representatives from 2015 to 2021. He ran an unsuccessful campaign for the U.S. Senate in 2022. As an ordained Southern Baptist minister, Walker's pastoral career saw him serve at various churches in North Carolina and Florida. During the 2024 election season, Walker served as director of outreach for faith and minority communities for the Trump campaign, giving up on a previous effort to run again for Congress. The Kansas legislature's Republican supermajorities yesterday overrode several of Democratic Governor Laura Kelly's vetoes, including a bill to require that child support payments cover unborn children and to grant an income tax break for a pregnancy or stillbirth. A woman in Australia has given birth to the baby of strangers following an IVF mix-up. Charles De Ledesma reports.
The embryo mix-up was discovered in February when the clinic found that the birth parents had 1 too many embryos in storage. In a statement on Friday, the provider Monash IVF says staff in the clinic had discovered an embryo from another patient who had been mistakenly thawed and transferred to the birth mother. Minister for Social Services Amanda Rishworth tells Australia's Today Show news programme the mix-up had hit her personally.
As someone that had a baby through IVF, it absolutely breaks my heart, and I cannot imagine the distress that this family or families are going through.
Exactly.
You put so much trust in these companies.
Rishworth added, we need to see if these clinics' regulations are up to scratch.
Confidence needs to be brought back, and it's imperative that happens.
I'm Charles De Ledesma.
And that's Newsmakers for this Friday, April 11th, 2025 edition. I'm Keith Black.